there, welcome back. So if you've been plugged into the news at all lately, then you know it is wall-to-wall coverage of the coronavirus. And it is one steady stream of bad news. And sometimes it feels like we're barely going to survive tomorrow. But even before the pandemic, there was always plenty of anxiety-inducing content filling the 24/7 news programming slots. You've heard the saying, if it bleeds, it leads. That's because the very nature of news interacts with the nature of brain function in a way that makes all of the bad news feel worse today and much more likely to happen again tomorrow. This is a perfect storm of unconscious forces at work. The first is negativity bias. And negativity bias refers to the idea that negative thoughts, emotions, or social interactions with others have much greater influence over us than neutral or positive ones. Back in the caveman days, the good things didn't kill us. It was the saber-toothed tigers and the poison berries we had to watch out for. And that hypersensitivity to danger is our ancestral hand-me-down. The second is availability bias. Availability bias describes our tendency to assess the relative importance of issues by the ease with which they're retrieved from memory. And this is largely determined by the extent of coverage in the media. The news has the effect of making some events, often rare ones, much more visible by giving them heavy media coverage, or much more memorable by sharing graphic details or gory images. So, because we can access them quickly in our memory, we overestimate how likely these events are to happen again in the future. And the third is confirmation bias. And this is the idea that we will actively seek out information that confirms that which we believe to be true. If you believe that air travel is unsafe, confirmation bias means you'll be looking for all of the coverage of plane crashes and you will dismiss all of the statistics to the contrary. When these three biases are combined, we become predisposed to seek out, overstate, and cement negativity into place. With 24/7 access on every device, it is impossible to escape the negative news coverage completely, but there is one simple way to keep it from hijacking your brain, and that is mindfulness. Scientists have been exploring the impact of very simple mindfulness practices, and brain scans show that people who practice mindfulness change their brains in 4 very key regions. The first is the amygdala. We know that the amygdala has a huge role in stress. Mindfulness actually shrinks the amygdala. As the amygdala shrinks, the prefrontal cortex, that region that's associated with higher order brain functions such as awareness, concentration, and decision making, becomes thicker, showing an increased activity in these areas of thought. Third is the hippocampus, and this is the region responsible for memory and learning. The hippocampus becomes thicker. But perhaps most notably is the insula. The insula becomes stronger and thicker, and this is the region responsible for self-awareness, interpersonal experiences, and emotional intelligence. What's fascinating about mindfulness is that it doesn't just change neural structure, but it also alters genetic structure. And people who routinely practice relaxation techniques such as intentional breathing or meditation, they actually increase the activity of genes that calm down stress reactions. We can all use a little of that these days. Check out my recent blog post to learn more about mindfulness on the brain and a few simple exercises you can do in less than 2 minutes. Want to learn more about how the brain works and how to make it work better? Check out my book, Happier Hour with Einstein, in the full color companion gratitude journal, available now on Amazon.